everyone, I'm Tanaaz from foreverconscious.com and this is your weekly energy forecast for the week of June 4th. So on June 3rd, 4th, that'll depend on your time zone, we had the Sagittarius full moon. That full moon has already reached its peak, but we will still be working with its energies as we begin the start of this week. Sagittarius rules over the higher mind. So as the full moon energy starts to dissipate, full moons are illuminating, and with this higher mind energy coming in from Sagittarius, we might start to have realizations, aha moments, or deeper reflections about ourselves, our lives, what's going on in our lives, issues that are happening in our lives. It's a very great couple of days in this first part of this week to have these kind of realizations, to have these awakening moments, to have these ahas. So if you haven't already, try the Sagittarius full moon ritual, or just sit down with yourself, journal, have a little chat with yourself, check in with where you are, because there is illuminating energy helping you to tap into your higher mind, your higher wisdom, and to think about things in a different way, in a grander perspective, from a bigger picture perspective. All of that is really on our side this week. So if something's not working in your life, this would be a good time to sit down with it, look at it, and see if you can come up with a new strategy, new ideas, new thoughts about the situation. And you don't have to be very action focused about it. You can just be in a place of being, in a place of surrendering with it, and just working on those higher ideas, or using your mental energy to ponder, to reflect, to think. Sagittarius can be a very mental energy at times, helping us to expand our philosophies, the way we think about the world, the way we're leading our lives. So don't stress too much about trying to have an action plan and to execute it. This is more about pondering, thinking, feeling into it, using the power of our mind. So see where that kind of leads you this week. Journaling is always very helpful. Like I said, there's that ritual too, if you want to do that to help you get into that state of alignment. But a good week for realizations and for reflections and for awakening. So see if you can create some space for that to happen in your week. This week, we also have Venus moving into Leo. This happens on the 5th, 6th. Why is this important? Well, Venus spends about a month in each sign of the zodiac, but Venus will be in Leo until October. That is a long time for Venus to be in one sign of the zodiac. And the reason for this is that later on in July, on July 22nd, Venus will station retrograde and will be retrograde until September 3rd. This is one of the big cosmic events of the year. Venus only goes retrograde every 18 months, so this is a rare and special event. And actually, Venus's retrograde is also rare and special because she undergoes a metamorphosis. She moves from being an evening star into a morning star, and that transformation from evening to morning is kind of the energy of that is embedded in her retrograde and then becomes kind of mirrored within us. We get our rebirth moment, and Venus, being the goddess of love, beauty, relationships, and of money, she is a very heart-centered energy. It kind of signifies the rebirth of our own heart energy. So that's what's coming up. But Venus is now in Leo as of the 5th, 6th of this month. So we're starting to lay the groundwork for the upcoming retrograde. We're not yet there. We still have a little bit of time before Venus even enters her shadow period, which is on June 20th. So she's nowhere near her retrograde territory just yet. But we're starting to work with these Venus in Leo themes, which seem to be very, very prevalent until October of this year. So what does that look like? As I said, Venus represents our relationship with ourselves, with other people. It's our love relationships and our relationship with love in general. So that's love for others and also the love that we have for ourselves, and also our relationship with money, and then our relationship with beauty, and then the things that we value. That's all under the Venus kind of domain. And Leo is it's actually a very nice placement for Venus. It's bright, it's bubbly, it's a little dramatic, it's very social, it's playful, it's very creative. Leo is also a very heart-centered energy. And with Venus here, we're getting a lot of heart activation, following your heart, listening to your heart, following your passions and desires, being in an extra creative space. So with Venus and Leo, all of that can be heightened. It can be a very passionate, fun time. But with that layer of the retrograde coming up, retrogrades can sometimes do the opposite. They can dull it. So they can dull it can dull our creativity, dull our passions, dull our connection to the heart. And that's only because we're being asked to rework, to rebirth, to clear and cleanse so it can push forward even stronger than it was before. So that's where we're heading, but just kind of giving you the feel and the flavor of the week. We're working with that full moon, and then we're also starting to get little hints, little snippets of that Venus Leo energy of the upcoming retrograde that's on the way. So that is the energy for the week. We are working with this full moon energy still. We've got Venus heading into Leo. And if you want to know more about this Venus retrograde that's coming up, I worked on this article all week for you. Check it out. I'll drop it in the description box below. You can also find it at foreverconscious.com. I go into everything you kind of need to know about this upcoming retrograde and what's involved and kind of the things that we can expect. But it sort of starts this week in a sense with Venus moving into Leo, and we're getting closer to it. It's coming. So that's your forecast for the week, focusing on the higher mind, on your own inner wisdom, trying to access your own inner wisdom, and then just paying attention, being aware that we have this beautiful Venus in Leo energy that's going to be asking us to rebirth some of our creativity, rebirth some of our heart energy. It's definitely going to be a heart healing time as we move into July and August especially. All right, I hope you all have a wonderful week. I'm Tanaaz from foreverconscious.com. Thank you so much.